This Acoustic Crossroads is brought to you by the Team One Automotive Group, Riverview Regional Medical Center, and Family Savings Credit Union. Now, here's Kelli Johnson.
Welcome to Kelli's Acoustic Crossroads. I'm your host, Kelli Johnson. Our guest today is Posey. He's going to be singing some original music for us. But first, we're going to start the show off with one of my songs that I've actually just had a chance to do a music video to Over My Head. And James Smith of Potts Marketing in Anniston, Alabama has worked with me for over a year to get this done, so I'm so excited to have it. We've filmed in locations all over the viewing area, Little River Canyon, so you'll probably recognize some areas. But I'd love to thank Tom Potts, Bob McLeod, Jason Bailey, Keith LeBen, Rick Goodwin, Joe Wood, and especially Jamie Smith. Thank you guys for helping me do this video. We hope you enjoy it.
An old back road nobody uses anymore, except to go to a swimming hole about a mile from here. Right below where a limb broke, we tied a knot in an old rope, and like a leaf when the wind blows, we're flying through the air. And I would try to hold on, 'cause I knew when I let go that water's so cold, still my breath. Then before I knew it, let them talk me into it, and I wind up over my head. Just an old white mud machine, burn more oil than gasoline. He got it when he was 17, become a pick me up. We drive it out to that older road and turn the radio on and start dancing real slow in the back of his truck. And I would try to hold on, 'cause I knew when I let go, his lips so close, they steal my breath. Then before I knew it, let him talk me into it, and I'd wind up over my head. Who knows where the time does go, but Lord, how the memories flow. They come washing over my soul like a tidal wave. Sometimes I just let them roll, like the waves crashing on the shore. Who better I should know, but I do it anyway. And I try to hold on, 'cause I know when I let go, that water's so cold, it steals my breath. Then before I know it, I'm right back into it, and I wind up over my head. And I try to hold on, 'cause I know when I let go, his lips so close, they steal my breath. Then before I know it, let him talk me into it, and I wind up over
And that was my video for Over My Head. Thank you again to Jamie Smith, who helped me put it all together and did all the hard work. You can check it out at kacrossroads.com or my website, kellyjohnson.net. Stay tuned with us for more from Travis Posey and a word from our sponsors. We'll be back. Thanks. Welcome back to Kelly's Acoustic Crossroads. I'm your host, Kelly Johnson. My guest today is Travis Posey, and we're going to get Travis to start us off with one of his original songs, Paradise.
The 2 months in the pen got busted looking back. I should have trusted no one. So much for a little fun. I'm a good kid and you know it. I took the fall and no one really cared at all. It seemed the only way. I'm still looking for that little escape from a same old small town cliches. Stop looking, you won't find paradise. No, no, you won't find it here. Stop looking, you won't find paradise. No, no, you won't find it here. Down the road, about an hour to the Magic City. I thought this would end up pretty for a young man on his own. I got a spoonful of success, a few wrong turns, the whole thing was a mess. Now I'm back up that highway. I guess that magic I spoke of must have been blessed. Now I'm traveling up that road, and I ain't looking back. Stop looking, you won't find paradise. No, no, you won't find it here. Stop looking, you won't find paradise. No, no, you won't find it here. Though the life I seek was impossible, the dreams I speak were improbable. A boy like me to find anymore. I guess I spent a little too much time on the bottom. I couldn't see the forest for the trees. I guess I missed it by about 3 generations. I become part of this world, die and breathe. Stop looking, you won't find paradise. No, no, you won't find it here. Stop looking, you won't find paradise. No, no, you won't find it here.
And that was Paradise by our guest Travis Posey, guitar player, singer, songwriter. Travis, it's so good to have you here with us today. Thank you for.
It's good to be here.
Thank you. I like that song, Paradise. You got any kind of story behind it about?
Not really. I wrote a lot of those songs several years ago when I was vacationing down along the coast. So most people call that Paradise, and it was right in the middle of July. And I remember it just being deathly hot, and I was thinking, this doesn't feel like paradise to me. So I mean, but that's where I got the initial idea for the song, but it kind of took on a different meaning after that. It really doesn't mean that at all anymore. So
yeah, it kind of takes on its own. I like that. Well, cool. And you said you play all over the place, all over the Southeast, and people can check you out at travisposey.com, of course. But you said during the summer months you like to kind of migrate down to the beach.
Yeah, I like playing down there. I play a lot in Pensacola and Gulf Shores, and a lot in Fairhope, Daphne, and Mobile. So
you just spend the summer down there.
Yeah, my wife teaches school, so she's off during the summer.
Yeah.
So we try to, we spend some time down there, and it helps for me to be playing when I'm down there because it's not as expensive.
That's me. I usually try to book gigs around our
Right.
vacation, and so make a
me
little
too.
vacation money. That works great. I kind of looked up and did some information on you, and I saw a interview that you did on AL.com talking about how the Allman Brothers kind of inspired you to get started in music. Is that?
Yeah. Early on, I was a big blues fan, and and this Allman Brothers stuff I heard at the time was just what you hear on the radio. And then one day I heard the Fillmore record at somebody's house, live from the Fillmore East, and it just blew me away. And I was like, I've got to do that, And I used to play along to it, like while they were playing. And when Greg would take his organ solo, that's when I would play my guitar solo.
So you've played with Greg Allman.
Well, I don't know about that, but pretty close, I guess.
Yeah, as close to as you can get. That's awesome. And the song that you did, Paradise, is that on your Solo Dog CD, or is that on the upcoming?
That's on Solo Dog.
Solo Dog.
I do plan to release it as a full band later, but for right now, it's on the Solo Dog EP.
And Solo Dog is one that's mainly just acoustic. It's a 5-song EP.
Yeah, it's all acoustic. I think there's one maybe electric solo, but at the time I was playing in a couple bands, Sky Dogs and a band called Slow Dog. So when I did that, it was just me, so I was the only dog, so I called it Solo Dog.
So no, that's pretty fitting. I like that. And all of those are your original songs?
Yes, all those are.
I kind of looked on your website, and you've got quite a few original songs.
Yeah, I do. I've been writing since I could play, since I was, as soon as I started learning to play, I was always trying to create music, And actually a lot of that is developed into stuff that I do now. A lot of it was junk, but
Yeah, I've got some that'll never be heard, I hope.
Yeah. There's probably some tapes out there of high school friends and friends growing up that's got, and I hope that they've lost them because I can remember doing them, and even at the time I was like, oh, that sounds terrible.
Well, I bet they're not as bad as you think. We're always harder on ourselves.
I guess.
You've got a link on your website as well that they can. Is it still available for a free single from the website? Can you still go and do that?
I believe so. If on my website, if you scroll down, you can see there's like a music player, and I think you can click on that and get one free download, and hopefully you'll like it and buy the other ones.
Definitely. And if you don't get it from the website, you can get it from Reverb Nation, iTunes, Amazon. You can get it a lot of different places, all the digital outlets. But right now we're going to take just a short break and thank our sponsors, and we'll be back with more music from Travis. And we're back with my guest, Travis Posey, and we've heard some of his music off his Solo Dog CD. And Travis, you're working on another one called Factotum, is that right?
Yes.
Did I say that right?
That's right.
I have the
It's
worst
Factotum because I'm doing, as of now, my plan is to do everything myself, and I'm kind of halfway through with it, and I'm trying to finish it up. Maybe this fall or something, I'll have it kind of all squared away.
And you're playing drums, bass, guitar?
Yeah, there's not really going to be drums per se, but there is going to be percussion instruments. And I'm not a good drummer, but I can play everything individually very well. So I'm going to try to do like cajones and some kind of Latin percussion to it. Cool. But it's going to be bass guitar and acoustic and anything else that I got room for on the tracks.
Cool. And this is going to be a full 10, 11 songs?
There'll be probably 9 or 10 songs on there. Then they'll all be original, obviously. So.
Awesome. And you're recording mainly, you're doing even the recording yourself, so it's...
A lot of it. I'm going to try to sub some out to another studio, but I can do quite a bit on my own at the house, because nowadays they can take those tracks and work wonders with them, even if you do them yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And you describe yourself as having a pure sound, which I love, and you play a lot of Southern rock and blues, and you can tell you got a heart for the blues. And the pure sound, does that come from, you play all acoustic, or do you just... Well,
no, it's just... when I first started playing, a lot of my peers would have like all these effects and stuff, and I tried that for a while, and I never was good at it because I was always trying to focus on singing and playing, and the last thing I need to do is worry about doing other things to add to my sound.
Right, I can't walk and chew gum, so that it helps me.
Yeah, me neither. So I just kind of plug straight in the amp, and a lot of people come up to me and say, "What are you using to get your sound?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I just got a chord, and I try to find a good guitar and amp, and I've always been a Gibson fan, and I stuck with those and been through a lot of different amps. But that's what I mean by pure. I just kind of, what you hear is what you get. I'm naturally kind of sloppy player, but to me, some of my favorite players were pretty sloppy.
Me too. All the old blues guys
yeah.
and stuff. You just can't capture what they have without just letting it just all come out
That's
like
something
it's
I
natural.
don't. Right. That's something I don't like about recordings nowadays. Is it just sounds too perfect.
Yeah.
And I like listening to a lot of that old stuff and the way it was recorded. You know, you can hear mistakes and stuff, but to me that makes it beautiful, you know, to hear all that stuff in there and hear the pitchiness and hear the, you know, sloppiness and out of time and everything.
I agree. I love it. I love it. And we're going to talk a little bit about your next song, Buckets of Blood, and describe how that came about. But I want to mention you do a lot of benefit stuff, and you really like to do good stuff with your music. I love it. And you're playing for Thomas J. Sullivan, a 6-year-old cancer patient. You're going to play at the big benefit in Asheville.
Yeah.
And
that's going to be coming up here, and you know, anytime somebody calls me about stuff like that, you know, I'm a musician, so I like to make money, but you know, it's hard to say no to things like that, and it's for a good cause. And you know, God's blessed me with this talent, and for some reason He's given me the desire to do it. So, you know, I try to just get out there and do what I think I should be doing.
Exactly.
And I feel good when I do things like that, you know, for benefits and such for people.
very good. And Buckets of Blood, you actually, the song that we're going to go to right now, you wrote it about a show that you watched with Morgan Freeman called Last of the Mississippi Juke Joints.
Right.
So it's not a bloody song. It's not a bad.
No, you know, when people
song.
see the title like on the CD, they think it's, you know, they look at it and was like, oh, that's going to be evil sounding. But it's really about Morgan Freeman's mother. When he was hosting that or narrating that show, she was, you know, warning him not to go in those type places because there was always fights breaking out, and she called them the buckets of blood because that's what they were hauling out in the mornings while they were trying to clean the place up.
Cool.
So it's basically a song about that juke joint, which is now, despite their efforts to keep it open, it's been torn down. So,
well, we'll hear a little bit about it
Yeah.
here in Travis's song Buckets of Blood.
There's a place down south called the Subway Club. Rough little joint, you know, but the music's so good. A rough little joint. Lord, they call it Subway Club. Looks like a shady place, but the guitar sounds so good. Let it burn real long and burn real slow. Let that thing burn out to the ash. Hits the floor, don't let it burn. Let it burn long and slow. Let that thing burn out to the ash. Hits the floor. Mama said, boy, don't let me catch you at the buckets of blood. Things going on down there that'll turn you sort of mud. Don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you at the buckets of blood.
There's things going on down there that'll turn your soul to mud.
Welcome back to Kelly's Acoustic Crossroads. Right now it's time for our homegrown clip of the week. This was sent in by Haley Covington of Birmingham, Alabama, and she's performing a song for us. Make sure you send us in your homegrown clips, kacrossroads.com, or find us on Facebook, Kelly's Acoustic Crossroads. And that was our homegrown clip of the week with Miss Haley Covington of Birmingham, Alabama. Make sure you send us in your homegrown videos. You can do that at kacrossroads.com. Speaking of the website, you can find out all kind of information. You can watch old episodes, and you can just let us know what you're thinking about the show. Speaking of, I thank you, Robin Gardner of Alexandria, for keeping me straight on my links. Y'all, we love the feedback, and we love having Travis Posey here with us today. Thank you for coming and sharing your music. And we're going to close with another of Travis's original songs. What you going to do now?
This is Stretch Thin.
Cool. All right.
I just can't stand being treated this way. I come to think things can't get better today. Hard times arrive, I think they're planning to stay. Drowning my tears about a woman calls down. Treat us so good to say that's just putting it down. Makes it tough and I feel like a clown. Going down that road, I hadn't made it up my own. Spinning my wheels and going backwards a while. Makes it hard for the soul boy to smile. I'm stretched real thin, the trouble I've been in, I just can't seem to win. I'm getting stretched real. Now that I'm through, ain't gonna worry my mind. Wasting my words and always wasting my time. You go your way, and baby I will go mine. Stretched real thin, the trouble I've been in, I just can't seem to win. I'm getting stretched real.